Hey, what's up, my Radical Squad? My name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome back to my channel, and I hope everyone is having a great day today. I know you've been seeing like everywhere, whether it's on the internet or the news, they're talking about food shortages and different things like that. I have said in other videos that we shouldn't trust the government and we really shouldn't depend on the government because the government lies. The government is a system that is ran by a lot of elites. I know that there are righteous people, there are Christians that are in the Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party of the government. But it's more people that are against God than are for God that is in the government. And as Christians, we shouldn't have a party. We should not be fighting against each other about a party, whether the party is Democrat or whether the party is Republican. We should always do what is right in the eyes of God when it comes to the country. Anytime you read the Bible, they always talk about the wisest king being King Solomon, and the thing that he asked for over everything else was wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom, that kind of trickled down to him being able to provide for the whole country, and the country itself was very wealthy. Not just him as a king, but also his citizens. They lived a happy and peaceful life. But because we live in a situation where everyone is fighting for power, whether they could say, hey, my side won. I'm a Democrat, Democratic Party won. Hey, I'm a Republican, the Republican side won. Everyone is looking for victory. Everyone cannot have victory. And when you just focus on one thing, who's the winner, who's the winner, who's the winner, everyone else fails. Because as Christians, the last thing we should actually do, we should be fighting the devil. We should be fighting demons. We should be fighting all this evil that's out there in the world and not worry about Democrat or Republican. Because regardless of which direction you go, there are evil people. So we need to be praying to God, because that is the only king we have. That is the only ruler we have. That is the only one that when we die, that's where we want to go, to him. Not away from him, but to him. So we should always bow our knees to him, God the Most High. And we should get our mindset away from what president is going to save us, because no president can save us against the evil that is going on in this world. We need to pray that regardless of who is president, that their eyes are open to what's going on, that their heart is changed to do what's best for the people, to do what's best for the country. That's what we should be praying for, regardless of who is in the seat of being the president of the United States. And along with that, this is what I want you to think about. This country is talking about food shortage, but we have an open border, and so people are coming in. This country is talking about financial shortage, but people are steady coming in. They're gonna have to eat. They're gonna have to stay somewhere. They're gonna have needs that's gonna cost money. So if there is a shortage, wouldn't it make sense to close the border? If there is financial difficulty, wouldn't it make sense to close the border? And then the other thing I want you to think about is this. If I was the president of this country, of the United States of America, and there truly was a food shortage, I would not be trying to stop my citizens from growing their own food. I would not be going around polluting the waters. I would not be going around killing cattle. I would not be going around causing chickens to not be able to lay eggs. If there truly was a food shortage, I'm going to encourage my citizens, hey, if you're able to grow food, grow your own food, because there is a food shortage and I don't want my citizens to starve. Share with your neighbors if you can. Do it if they can't afford it, see if you can barter with them. But just look out for each other, because we're, as winter is coming, it's going to be, devastation. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure my citizens survive, to make sure they go through this wave and make sure they get to the other side. But what you see them doing is counterproductive. The same thing they did with the jab. Everything they told you about the jab was counterproductive. They locked everyone down when they should have been telling people get out, exercise, eat healthy, get fresh air. People stayed in their homes, isolated. Some people was totally isolated because they didn't have anyone and they was too afraid to go outside. So they started getting depressed. They started eating, which is unhealthy. They started drinking, which is unhealthy. They became depressed. Now they're taking medications to feel better, or they're drinking more alcohol to feel better. They're doing all this other stuff that is counterproductive on your immune system, which will always be your first line of defense. The things that strengthen your immune system is eating healthy food, not junk food, not processed food, but eating healthy food. And also getting outside in the sun, fresh air, moving around outside. But like I said, everything they were saying was counterproductive. So now, fast forward to now, everything they're saying now is counterproductive to what they're trying to put out there. All they're doing is putting fear in the nation, because every problem we have when it comes to food, when it comes to money or anything else, is designed by the elites. Because once you become afraid, once you start saying, oh my God, I'm not going to have food to feed my kids, I'm not going to have food to feed myself, oh, there's money issue, this, that, and the other, you become afraid. They cause problems, then they turn around, hey, here's a solution. Our bodies was never designed to eat all this processed junk, fake meat, and all that. Our bodies were never designed to process that. And you don't know what chemicals that they are putting into those fake meats to make them taste like real meat, to make them look realistic, to make them look like they have actual blood coming out if you get a steak. And then eating meat that's been printed from a printer. They're doing that because they want ultimate control over you. If they can control the food, and especially with having fake food, they can put anything in that food they want to that can cause you to have cancer and other types of diseases, cause you not to be able to reproduce. They could do whatever they want to with that food. And what other choice do you have? Because you can't go, that's all they're offering you. And then when it comes to money, the only money you have is what they give you. So whether you eat, don't eat, whatever, they just basically have total control over you. Because if, they just lie all the time, and it's just right out there in front. They're talking about humanitarian. They're worried about all this. And like I said, they're bringing other people in the country. You should always take care of home first. There are homeless people in America that was born here in this country, whether they're military people. Some people are military, and some people are just, they fell, had hard times, fell out on their lucks. They're homeless. So you're going to jump over them, forget about them, sweep them to the side, and then scream it's about humanitarian when you hop a plane to go to Africa. So you jump over your own citizens. You have a blind eye to them when you have an open border. So you don't want to feed your own citizens. You don't want to make sure they have housings, they have education, medical, and all that, because that's the same thing these people who's coming into the country is going to need. So you're going to give it to them, but not to your own citizens. So that's what I'm saying. Stop depending on the government. Stop looking for the government who's creating these problems to solve the problems. The medical system, medication is just poison. And I did a video, I will link that video, where the medical system is poison. They killed a lot of people. They got sued, but they never have to pay money. And then you even see with the jab, a lot of people died behind that, even though they were saying, oh, it's harmless, it's safe. A lot of people died from behind that.